Welcome to the next series of Medi Chit Chat. We will be covering part 2 of drugs in obstetrics, and in this segment we will be covering drugs used for the management of hypertension in pregnancy and preterm labor. Now moving on to Duarlan or isoxaprine, it is used as a tocolytic in preterm labor. It is a beta agonist and acts on the beta 2 receptors on the myometrial cells, thus increasing cyclic GMP. It inhibits the myosin light chain kinase and therefore inhibits uterine contractions. The regimen is as follows. We start with a loading dose of 40 mg IV infusion until uterine quiescence, followed by a 10 mg intramuscular dose every 4 hourly for the next 24 hours, and then we continue with a 40 mg retard oral capsule dose twice a day. The side effects include tachycardia, palpitation, headache, pulmonary edema, hyperglycemia, and the contraindications are heart disease.
Moving on to our next drug, magnesium sulfate. It is used in severe preeclampsia and eclampsia to prevent convulsions, and it is also used as a tocolytic. Mechanism of action is that it blocks the glutaminergic NMDA receptors and it decreases acetylcholine release. It also inhibits calcium influx, hence causing smooth muscle relaxation. It comes as a vial of 2 ml containing 1 gram of MgSO4. It can be given intramuscular as well as intravenous as various regimens such as Pritchard, Zuspan, Cibai and Dhaka. For MgSO4 toxicity, we need to monitor the vitals of the patient such as pulse, blood pressure, respiratory rate, deep tendon reflexes and urine output. The first sign of MgSO4 toxicity is depression of the patellar reflex. Hence, the antidote that we use for magnesium sulfate toxicity is calcium gluconate drug labetalol. Labetalol is a selective alpha and a non-selective beta blocker. Hence, it lowers the blood pressure. The indication of use is in hypertension in pregnancy and also in hypertensive crisis like severe preeclampsia and eclampsia. It can be given oral as well as IV. The dosage for oral is 100 mg thrice a day, maximum up to 2400 milligrams, and IV in case of severe preeclampsia we can give as 20 milligrams intravenous, and every 10 minutes we can repeat the dose maximum up to 300 milligrams. Side effects of labetalol are postural hypotension and tremulousness. Also, it crosses the placental blood barrier, hence it can cause FGR. Labetalol is contraindicated in patients having asthma, heart block and congestive heart failure.
So moving on to nifedipine, which is a calcium channel blocker. It causes vasodilatation by smooth muscle relaxation. Indications include management of acute pregnancy-related hypertension, chronic hypertension, preeclampsia and tocolysis. Dosage for hypertension is about 10 to 30 milligrams 3 times a day it can be given, and up to a maximum dosage of 90 to 120 milligrams per day can be given. For tocolysis, we start with a 20 milligram oral dosage stat, and every 4 to 6 hours we repeat 10 milligrams until the uterine contraction cease. Now the adverse effects include hypotension, palpitation, tachycardia, edema and headache. Contraindications include ischemic heart disease.
Moving on to our next drug, atosaban. It is a tocolytic. It's a synthetic nonapeptide oxytocin analog which acts as a competitive oxytocin receptor antagonist. The dosage is as follows. So first we give a stat dose for which a 0.9 ml containing 6.75 mg of atosaban is given intravenously over 1 minute. Then for the intensive dose, a 5 ml vial containing 37.5 mg of atosaban is given at a rate of 33 ml per hour over 3 hours. And for the maintenance dose, it is given at a rate of 11 ml per hour for the next 45 to 48 hours. The side effects are tachycardia, nausea, vomiting, headache, palpitation, chest pain, pulmonary edema and dyspnea. And atosaban is contraindicated in hepatic and renal disorders.